Hey gang, it's Kevin Iole at Yahoo Sports, a big show at Apex on Saturday, UFC Vegas 34. In the main event, a really fun middleweight bout, Jared Cannonier taking on my next guest, Mr. Kelvin Gastelum. Kelvin, I wanted to tell you that I know you're taking this one seriously because I saw your training partners that you're pointing out. And I saw you've got these guys alone. Rocky is within your
There
team.
we
How'd
go.
that go?
That was good. That was good. Paul is a good trainer, man.
So what is it you're getting? So if you go to Kelvin's Instagram, you can see he's got Cannonier Gastelum t-shirts made. He had El Chapo wearing one of his shirts, and
Yeah.
he got a lot of them there. What are you getting into, a marketing business now?
No, but I thought it'd be funny to hopefully catch some attention and catch some guys, catch some people's attention, and maybe get some people to buy this shirt.
I liked it, so it got my attention. So good job.
Awesome.
Jared is a big dude, and I talked to him yesterday, former heavyweight, he's come down, and you're a welterweight moved up, right? So you kind of in the middle at, do you believe physicality is going to be a factor in this fight? Size and strength is going to be an issue?
I think it could be, I think it could be. He's a very big, strong guy. And I think if his goal is to actually use it, then maybe it could be a factor. But if his goal is to go out there and fight, then that's a different aspect as well.
You given that you fought in multiple divisions, what do you see as the difference? Like when you go up a weight class, what is the difference between the type of athlete you face when you're at 170 compared to when you're at 185?
Yeah, it's definitely a different type of body, a different type of athlete. These guys at middleweights, they're not only explosive, just like the welterweights, but they hit really hard. It's tough to deal with sometimes. Thankfully, God made me with an iron chin, and I can take some of it, but I don't recommend it, but it'll be interesting. That's the beauty of the fight game. We're going to see on Saturday whether I can take it or whether he can take my power, because I bring a certain level of power to the table as well.
The one thing that I was wondering is, who you pissed off among the UFC matchmakers, because I think of all the active fighters in the UFC, you might have had the hardest run of anybody from your beginning. Like I think of all the either champions or ex-champions you fought or future champions, and if you add Strikeforce in there, I think about half of your opponents have been world champions at one point or another. I mean, so not that anybody in the UFC has an easy run, but you have had a more difficult run than most. Wouldn't you agree?
I mean, it's not something that I look back at too much, but I've always asked for it. Ever since my very first fight in the UFC after winning the Ultimate Fighter, I was asking for a guy like who was it? It was Paulo Thiago at the time. He was a big contender at the time, and I was just winning. I was just winning the Ultimate Fighter, and I was asking for the biggest name possible. So like I've always asked for it.
Do you think, Kelvin, that's why MMA in general and the UFC specifically has exploded in popularity over the last couple of years, because people know when they tune in that you guys are calling out the best fighters and you're facing the best fighters, and you're going to see really competitive fights each time out?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that, Kevin?
Yeah, I'm saying, do you think that part of the reason for the growth and popularity of MMA and the UFC in specific is the fact that you guys fight so many tough fights, and you're always calling out better fighters, guys ranked ahead of you, and it's people know if they're going to tune into an MMA fight, don't they have a sense that, hey, I'm going to see two real guys fighting?
Absolutely. I think with so much going on online, with so much, I think there's a lot of fake stuff online, right? A lot of photoshopping, a lot of fake people in general. There's a lot of fakeness going around in the world today. People are looking for something genuine, and I think MMA is one of those few things that is very genuine and very true to the art, and I think that's why it's attractive to many people. People are looking for something very real, and you can't lie in there. You can't deceit in there. you know, you know, if you prepare for a fight, if you train well for a fight, you're going to go in there and you're going to get smashed. It's, you know.
You train with a really good team. You have one of the best coaches in the world, you know, and you've been fighting the best fighters in the world, and you've been fighting well, but you're coming up short, right? And so how frustrated are you as you sit there now? You know, you had a fight tonight against Robert Whittaker, who I have in my top 10 pound for pound. That's how good I think Robert Whittaker is. And you were in an amazing fight with him, gave him everything he could handle. You know, like, it's got to be frustrating, Kelvin, I would imagine, to fight this elite opponents, perform so well, and then you come out on the short end, you know, a number of times in a row. How do you mentally handle that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just I think there's always something to improve, you know. After every shortcoming, then we look for something to improve on. Obviously we did something wrong, so there's always room for improvement, and so that never goes away. That's always the motivation, is to, you know, I still know that I'm one of the best, but I there's things that I need to improve on. And sometimes maybe my team might not have what I need. Maybe I need to go and train somewhere and learn for a few weeks, bring it back, and just apply it to my knowledge, and just try and learn and grow from different places, different people, you know, just in case you get stagnant.
When you break down your fight with Whittaker, I mean, is there anything that you look at? Because, like, to me, it was like a really even back and forth fight. I mean, is there any area you look at, you said, I can be better in that fight? Was there something that you touched on that you didn't do that you had intended to do?
The only thing that one of the main things for that fight, I think, was just the lack of time for preparation. I only had about 3.5 weeks to prepare for that fight, and I feel like with more time to prepare, with full training camp, I think it would have been a way different fight. You know, I think you know, like I said, the way that we structure my camps now, man, that would have been a completely different fight.
As I'm looking at you, you know, you look like you put on a little bit of muscle up in this area. I mean, you know, did you do that? And is that something that you intentionally did to try to, you know, kind of get stronger?
You know what? That was kind of unintentional. I was looking at the scale and I was like, man, I'm a little bit heavier than what I am, what I'm used to. But it was because I had put on a little bit of muscle. And my trainers noticed that, my training partners noticed that. And so, yeah, it was just unintentional, but it's a good thing. I'm fighting a big, strong guy.
Yeah, no doubt. Do you notice any advantages in your sparring that you've had from, you know, having that little extra muscle and strength?
Well, like I said, this has been one of the best training camps that I've had ever, if not, you know. So my training camp, my fight, my sparring, the last few weeks, sorry, has been just domination. To be honest, I've been doing really good in training and taking people down, knocking people down. I've been doing really good.
Obviously, in your win over Ian Heinisch, February 13th, you know, that was a fight where your wrestling was really on display. You know, you took him down and did a great job in that fight. I don't remember maybe trying as many shots against Whittaker. Is there any advantage to you trying to get the fight with Cannonier to the ground?
Yeah, I think so. I think one of the holes that he has is probably his wrestling game. So definitely exploit that if I can.
Awesome. What is, you know, when you look at it, what is the key for you to win that fight? Like, is there anything you can point to and said, hey, if you're watching this fight and you see Kelvin Gastelum doing this, you're going to know he's winning?
If I go out there and I look calm, relaxed, and I go out there and I'm throwing my jab and I'm ending combinations with a jab and I look confident and I look relaxed, then you know that I'm feeling good inside of that fight. But if you see me, you know, eye wide and kind of panicking, then that's not a good sign.
Well, you've been in against the badasses. I can't imagine I'm going to see you having eyes wide in the cage. But yeah, let's end it with this. You know, against a guy like Jared, you know, who you know is a big, strong guy and everything. Does that make the sense of urgency to not, you know, make a mistake that much greater, knowing that he has the ability to put the lights out on anybody?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we know the power that he possesses. We know the capabilities of it. And so we're very cautious of it as well. And so I built some strategies. I have answers for what he may bring. And definitely his power is something that we're going to respect for this fight.
Awesome. Saturday at Apex on ESPN, Kelvin Gastelum against Jared Cannonier. Kelvin, I appreciate you as always, brother. Good luck.
Appreciate your time, Kevin. Thank you.
See you, bro.